talk about the cross choke from the guard. And so the basic one, and we're going to talk about variations. We're going to do a lot of choking today here from the guard, but I'll show you first the technique itself, and then we're going to drill it. There's a separate drill that gets you a little bit more dexterity for this situation here. So I'm going to start from closed guard. What I do here is first I need to open his gi. Sometimes, you know, it's in the beginning of the match or something and this gi's tight. That's going to make it very hard for me to do it. So you just bump that gi open a little bit. This is mainly, obviously, a sport jiu-jitsu technique. Even though we do have a, you know, a law enforcement officer here that did choke somebody just the other day with a coat. So it does happen every once in a while. But usually, you know, sports jiu-jitsu. What I'm going to do here is create a rail. So I'm going to try to stretch this collar out here so I can place 4 fingers in and I can glide them all the way to the top as deep as I can. So don't get into the habit of not doing this and trying to get in there, because this is complicated. With time you're going to be able to get a deep grip, but as a beginner you just don't have that dexterity. So it's a lot easier if you control low and you slide that right there. Now when I do grab, I do this here with my hand, and I'm going to do it lower so you can see here it creates a little fold like that. All right, that's the easiest grip for the beginner. That will give you more power. Amazingly enough, some people try to pinch grip this here, so no, make a fist and keep your wrists straight. The worst thing you can do when it comes to, so keep this all in line. The worst thing you can do when it comes to gi chokes is to start bending the wrist one way or another. You lose a lot of power, so just keep everything in line. And the thumb pad it's what's making contact with his neck. And it's important for me, it's the first hand is the choking hand. That's why I'm emphasizing a deep grip here. Everything else is secondary to this here. Now I need to get to the other collar here to do my cross choke. Does the name, cross choke. How do I get there? If I stay here in line, it's going to be impossible. So what I want to do here is cut an angle. When I do cut an angle, I might as well chop with the leg here to make it easier, and also to braid his posture a little bit to bring him down towards me to make it harder for him to posture out of this choke. So while I'm doing that, I give it a little pull here. So this is what it should look like. So I cut the corner here, and now it's very easy for me to access the second side here. You know, I'm keeping that high there and applying pressure downward so he doesn't come up anymore. And now I'll lay my hand somewhere here. That somewhere really depends on, you know, how tight his gi is and whatnot. But usually, you know, traditionally, you're shown to place your hand either on top or bottom. Some people cross choke like this here, palms towards you, okay? I don't like that grip. But this is a grip that you can use from the bottom. When you're on top, you usually, you know, you can use palms, 2 palms down. So when you're in the bottom, 2 palms up, you could use on the top 2 palms down. I normally try to use 1 up, 1 down. It works in every single occasion. And what I do there is that the one that goes on top, I prefer to just lay on top of my forearm and not go under. Okay, some people favor going under, especially if they're palm up here. But the problem with going under is that you have to keep separate for a while there, because if you glue right here, now how are you going to get in there? It's impossible. So you got to keep some separation, which I don't like that idea. So what I want to do here is place my first hand, chop, cut the angle, and look for a place to lay my hand. Usually there's a fold here, and you just get on that crease and you bring your elbows tight to your body. You can see there's absolutely no space between my elbows and my rib cage. Now I raise my head up to get even closer to my opponent, and I bring everything down with a pull. As I do this pull here, there's a little detail here. So this is actually a complicated choke for such a basic technique, but I want to narrow the gap there on his neck, and I want to flare my hand slightly as if I'm trying to show my palms towards me here. So 1, get that rail going, get a deep grip. 2, cut the corner, bring the man down. 3, lay hands, come up, elbows tight, and finish. If you want to go really traditional, you can place your thumb inside, but you can see that even though this is tighter, it takes longer. So you lose a little bit of speed if you place your thumb inside, but you gain in tightness. Make sure, however, that you're not pulling hard with the first grip, because that makes my thumb impossible to place there. So relax a little on the first grip until you get the second one. Bring him close. You can see there's absolutely no space. Pop. And get the submission. All right, let's try that.